They're back again with another episode of What's Next podcast. We've been killing the music scene here in Lexington, Kentucky. We're going to continue that. We got Yoku Naru, my man Juicebox Beats. Welcome, man. I want to hand my flowers off to you guys, man. I've been watching y'all, been listening to your music, hearing what you're doing. You're working with big time artists, throughout the nation, man. So I'm excited to have this conversation with both of y'all and kind of get to know a little bit more about you guys and what y'all impact is here in Lexington, Kentucky. Man, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
Brad, thanks for having us. Yeah, we in a very familiar spot. Yeah. It's good to be in here today. And like y'all said, man, y'all been doing a lot of good shit. So, it's nice to be in the mix of greatness because that's all I've seen y'all have on this podcast. So
I was going to say, I'm glad like we're touching the music scene in Lexington, being able to talk to different artists, different producers, different DJs. It's exciting for me just to see it because, I'm not from here. You guys, you're from Louisville. Mm-hmm. You're from Lexington, Louisville, Lexington. We got two guys in the seat. Talk about that, like your upbringings, different cultures, but you guys obviously are very close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I'm born and raised here.
Yeah.
I grew up playing sports, and then when I, figured that wasn't going to be like a future thing. I really got into music. That was in high school. It was around the same time, sports was ending, music started beginning. And, one of my homies pulled out a Fruity Loops demo, FL Studio demo in the computer lab, and I started skipping class to go in there and make beats. Fast forward about 20 years later, and here we are. So
for sure.
Yeah, man, just, excited to I always tell myself it's like, will my past self be proud of where I am now? And I always think, it's just a consistency, and I became passionate about it.
Passion. You said it. That's where it comes from, is the passion, man. Yeah. What about you, Yoku? Louisville, born and raised, my man, right?
Yeah, born and raised. Also have a very thorough sports background. We just kind of briefly touched on it. But grew up playing baseball and basketball. Baseball took me a little further, which is what brought me to Lexington.
Yeah.
And then, graduated from UK and immediately after that, I ended up working at Apple.
Man.
When I started working at Apple, that's when I started literally meeting everybody that started. Yeah, Jaiven.
Shout out to Jaiven, man, behind the lens.
Yeah. But, I met Juice at Apple. I met Eli at Apple.
That's crazy. Everybody was
literally our conglomerate of people, because it's deeper than just us. Like, there's levels to, the things that we're doing. And, most of us met in Apple, bro. So,
that's where it all started.
It's a hub of talent in there. Like, just every Apple, because, I've worked in multiple Apple stores now. And, everywhere you go, bro, it's just a hub of talent.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is my first time hearing that. Usually, I don't hear that from Apple, man. Yeah. But what are y'all doing now? Like let's backtrack a little bit. We went, to your youth a little bit. Let's talk about what you guys got coming up now. I know you just worked with Lil Boosie and his song, what's it called? Amazing, right?
Amazing, yeah.
Amazing. And then Yoku, you dropped your latest release, American Magna. Very good. Magna.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about that. Like, how was that for you guys?
Go ahead, bro.
So the whole Boosie thing, it was just kind of like a right place, right time kind of thing. I would say just staying consistent and being open to collaborating and working with other people. I worked with Q-Biz, who's like the main art. That's his record. And, shouts out to Q-Biz and Yaya and Dip. Those are the guys that kind of made that Boosie thing happen. And, it just so happened that when they went down there and started playing him some records, they played him like a snippet of that song that I produced, and he was really feeling the beat. And, fast forward, and here we are. We just dropped a video to it, and I just feel fortunate to kind of be a part of that. And
you're Lex Legend, bro.
Yeah, Lex Legend for sure.
I grew up listening to Boosie and Webby, so for me that was just like, that's just like a throwback, man. Kind of put me in my feels a little bit,
Right.
You gotta at least take a second, I say this, I can't tell you how many times I've said this, in the podcast episode. Always gotta take a second. Take a step away, look back, see how far you come, see what you've done, see where you came from, man. Like,
I reflect
you gotta do that.
I reflect like that all the time, man. That's what kind of keeps me hungry is because it's easy to get discouraged, if you don't feel like you're getting results that you feel like that you deserve.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of an egotistical mindset. Like, I deserve this, right? I think everything comes when it's supposed to come.
Right?
I think the only thing that you can do is control what's controllable, and that's your effort and staying hungry and just trying to continue to get better. So,
how do you, I guess, like, sorry to cut you off, how do you stay hungry? Like, what motivates you, Juicebox? Like,
man, I just love
passion
this.
for it?
Yeah, I love this stuff. So, man, if I'm in a bad mood, I make music. If I'm in a good mood, I make music. And I think a lot of what comes out is like that mood at the time, and working with people like him, like he's very he got a lot of substance to his music, so he kind of pushes me to do things that other people don't. A lot of people want like trap beats, and they want all the bops and like the
Yoku's he's a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure. So we get to experiment a lot, and that's what really drives me is trying to get better and do different things. And I really, I guess what makes my motor spin is just, like, I've done this forever. I'm passionate about it.
For sure.
Even if I think being proud of where I'm at now, rather than being envious that I'm not where I feel like I want to be, right? But it's like, if 10 years ago, this is where I'd want to be. So I'm just, blessed to know the people I know and to experience some of the things that music has let me experience. And, that's what keeps me hungry.
Gotta take a look back, man.
Yeah.
You talked about how different Yoku was.
Yeah.
Yoku is. Yoku, who does he remind you of? Because I have an artist that he really reminds me of, and I'm sure he's heard of it as well.
The Travis comparisons.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They don't stop. But I don't think it's really him as much as it's just like the sonics of, like, from the production to how Eli mixes the records, and I think that's where, to me, the comparisons stop. Right? I think it's you got to listen to his lyrics and how he writes. Right, like, he writes all his stuff. A lot of people really don't do that anymore. A lot of people like to get in and punch rap, and no shade on that, because
that's a skill.
Yeah, it's a skill. You can get in there and make hits doing that, right? But he writes a lot of his stuff, and I think I don't want to speak for him, but I feel like he takes pride in, like, that's his writing and his ability to do that. And other comparisons that I would say, just recently I started listening to Leon Thomas. Like, I think a lot of that music kind of is in the same lane, like very alternative sound and stuff. And the Travis thing has always been it, but I just think that's an easy comparison.
Easy comparison?
It's an easy comparison, but if you kind of peel back the layers, there's way more.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah,
it's deeper than that.
Way deeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, why not ask the man himself?
Yeah.
Yoku, who do you, I guess, like, compare yourself to? And I know that's not a, as an artist, you don't want to compare yourself to somebody. You want to be original as much as you can.
100%. But I am. Like, But no, I get the question. And I get the similarities with the Travis thing. Like, bro, I could go so deep about, like, the first interaction that, I had with Travis's music. Like, that's how much it meant to me, and, like, it resonates with me. And, like, everybody really starts kind of, like, making music like someone else anyways.
Yeah.
And then they start to, find their way.
Their own,
and, like, we'll play y'all some tracks. Like, you won't really hear, like, the same type of music throughout anything. Like, I'm really, like, musical and, like, creative. So I'm just making, like, movies. So I love film, I love cinema. Which leads to who I would say I would compare myself to is more of, like, a Childish Gambino. So, like, I am, like, on the, like, film creative wave, like, implementing that into my visuals and, like, sound wise, with the two geniuses that I make music with, like, I'm able to, like, make high, the highest quality sounds to go with those visuals. So I'm gonna show y'all this next video that I'm about to be dropping.
I've seen some of your videos on social media.
Yeah, but you haven't seen anything like this though.
Okay.
So, like, this is, the beautiful thing about, like, the people that I work with is every time that we do something, we just level up. And so, like, what I'll be able to show y'all is, like, the next level of Yoku. So yeah, man, I would say comparison, I would touch more on that side. Like, sonically, I'm like a more, like, conscious kind of Travis. You know what I'm saying? Like, my shit is definitely Rager, but it's a lot more conscious.
Nah, for sure, man.
Was that what you were comparing?
I was comparing him more to Travis. Like the first time I ever listened to Yoku, immediately Travis.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I was like, I paused it. I paused. I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
A lot of people say.
I mean, shit. I mean, to be mentioned in the same breath, you know, shit. I'll take it.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's.
Yeah, I think to draw those comparisons, a lot of times I think where people go that is subconsciously it's the sonics of the records.
Yeah.
And I think what makes Travis such a unique artist is a lot of ear candy in his music. It's very like wide, and it's some of that music where it's easy. Like if you're at a late night drive, you can zone out, listen to it.
It's a feeling. Yeah, it gives you a feeling.
Psychedelic rap kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
to me, that's where the comparisons kind of stop, is because we do implement that kind of soundscape and texture into our music. And I think that's where it's kind of easy, just like sonically, subconsciously, it kind of plays in that same lane.
For sure. Y'all, you talked about like Yoku. You talked about your future projects. You're gonna drop a new video and stuff like that. What's the daily life like for you guys? Like, cause it seems really busy, and you know, obviously you got to put a lot of work into the music. What's the daily life like? I got in here, and you're working on beats. Like I see it, so I'm experiencing it. What's the daily life like for you guys?
Routine for me. Like I'm being an athlete and everything, like I'm used to routine.
Wow.
So like, I wake up, I go to the gym. After I go to the gym, usually I have work, 5 out of the 7 days.
Yep.
So if I go to work, and then we did have a studio just not that long ago, and after I got off work, I would just go to the studio. So now I'm just kind of like at the crib, just like working after work, kind of like refining things.
Yep.
But now, I'm a weekend warrior with the gang, and we just come in here on these nights and like get stuff done, like create new shit. But like we're wild, bro. We create in these pockets, and like we'll create a bunch of shit in like one period of time.
Yeah.
And like create a sound, like right now we're in this certain pocket of sound, and in a little while, that'll birth into something else. So yeah, man, like the struggles of my career is like not really any even struggles. It's just like I got so much music.
Maybe.
I just got a lot of music, and it's just like, presentation wise, I'm like low key a perfectionist. So like putting stuff out, like I'm back to like the childish Gambino type things. I'm trying to put it out in very creative ways. So sometimes that takes time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's hard. Like being creative, a lot of people, it's hard to be creative.
Bro, I storyboard all my visuals. So like literally by the second. So like you'll be able to watch a video that like I literally have every shot ready to give to the DP, and he's just gonna be like, all right, bet. Like that's how it goes.
That's how it is. Yeah.
So in game for me, I want to be a director. Like I really love the film shit. Like
that's good.
I honestly think like once I get the bag, I'm probably just gonna go ghost and go to film school. For real, bro. Just go to film school and just come out of nowhere and just drop a bomb, bro. And we make all the music on some fucking Wes Anderson shit.
Yeah.
Like we make all the music. Like, I wrote the film, like all that kind of stuff. The homies can shoot it. Like I got amazing videographers in our circle. Shout out Yazoo, shout out Burks. Yeah. But yeah, man, like
that's dope, man.
Yeah, it's ready.
Film is definitely something that piqued my interest as well, man. It's just like you said, the comparisons, perfect comparisons. Childish Gambino, he kind of does that, with his film and music.
Yeah.
So I see exactly where you kind of get the inspiration from. What about you? Like, what's your daily life looking like?
Man, if he is routine, then I am absolute chaos with my schedule, bro. I do not have a routine.
Just go with the flow.
I basically, I also work, I work at Apple full time, and that takes a lot of my time away. And, the moment, because I structure my week around where I have 2 days off in a row, and when I hit that 2 days off in a row, it's like, boom,
lock in.
Yeah. So the day I get off, I'll hit a studio, or I got a setup at my house. I'm up till 6:30 in the morning making music. I'll sleep in a little bit the next day because I know I'm off. Wake up, and it's like take care of what I got to take care of that day, like groceries, laundry, like take care of life. And then it's right back to the music lots of times, right? And
that's hard because like the balance and time factor, especially when you work. Like you work and then you got what you're passionate about on the side. Like
It's 2 full-time jobs,
dude,
man.
literally. How do you guys balance that? Like, what? Obviously, you're passionate about it, but like, what's the balance like? Because
there's no alternative.
no other option.
It's like, man, if you
gotta
love
do
it,
it, bro.
if you love it, you're gonna make time for it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not like I'm going out of my way to do this. Like, it's just what I do. So work is work, and last year I probably had my best like year of just making and like music and getting returns from that. So my goal is to slowly wane off the full-time job, and there's a few things that are keeping me there, like important stuff you got to think about, like stock purchase programs and this and that, right? And just investing into my future, but that's not going to be my future. Right? That's just what it is right now. That that plus this equals it allows me to do what I need to do and stay ahead of the schedule and stay financially stable and
stable, and in a sense it can help you as well. Like
correct,
the day job can help you because it may be connected in ways to what you want to do.
Well, I mean, like
building connections, like you guys met.
That's where I was going. Like that's where I met him. I met Eli, the other guy that we work with.
Shout out to Eli.
Yeah, shout out Eli. And I feel like, if it wasn't for being there, I wouldn't be here, right?
Exactly.
So I don't regret that.
For sure.
But I just know where my goals are, and I think that's what I try to do is in no structure whatsoever, but I am working towards goals.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
You just got bills.
Yeah.
You got bills. Somebody got to pay the bills, right?
Yeah, at the end of the day, we got bills, bro.
You can't forget about the bills, man. You definitely.
Nah, you bet not.
Yeah, it won't work. You be stranded.
Yeah.
Bills won't forget about you.
Right. Exactly.
It's coming. Regardless, man. Talk about the Lexington music scene. Like I can't stress the fact that Lexington has a very interesting music scene. I know you're from Louisville. You're Lexington born and bred. Yeah. Like how has the music scene or just Lexington itself, like how's it influenced you guys and your projects and your work?
Man, I have been a part of Lexington music for, like I said, like 20 years.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was just getting started, and some of the people that were like grinding at the time that were on top, like Big Scoop and K-State, and that was like a whole era. The NHB group, and then my first accomplishment was really linking with those guys and getting their validation, right? And then as it evolves, right now it's like you have a new generation,
new gen, yeah.
And then I made it through that generation, and then here I am now, and I'm in another generation of artists that I try to keep my ears to what's going on out here, and who I'm a fan of, and who I think I would like to work with, and that's kind of what it's turned into. I don't do it for the validation anymore. Like I just do it. I try to find people that I think add value to what I'm doing.
What you're doing.
But I've watched Lexington music evolve from what it was to what it is, and I will tell you, there's more talent here now than there ever was. I think there's a lot of things coming for Lexington. Louisville got the foot in the door, like that music scene kicked the door open.
Yeah.
And I think it's a trickle down effect, and I think it's just there's more opportunities here. I just think the artists need to focus on, it's not just the music. You gotta learn the business side of things too, and learn how to monetize what you're doing and be smart. Like music is 60% of it, but there's a whole other side that
adds into it. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
What about you, Yoku, man? The Louisville side of things, like did you see any inspirations? Growing up in Louisville. When did your music career? When did that really start off for you?
Towards the right at the end of my baseball career. So me and my roommate Chandler Shepard, he had a computer, and we had like this little mic that we literally taped up in the corner in the kitchen, and like we would make little songs and take them back to the locker room, and people was like, they was loving it, bro. They was loving it. And so like I remember my last year, that's really when I started smoking too.
Okay.
And so like I was just at the crib, and I was listening to a beat, and I just wrote something on top of the mini fridge that's still in my room now. And I had a thought that like it was like a voice though. It was like I could do this.
Nah, facts.
But like I wasn't like really thinking like, hey, hindsight, is crazy.
Yeah.
Looking back, because that was the moment. And and the universe just kind of put me in some rooms with some people. So I ended up meeting my homie Rex. And like Rex was the cousin of Willie Cauley-Stein, who's one of my best friends. And the first thing Rex said to me, he was like, "Hey, you on hoop?" I said, "Bruh." I'm like, "Come on, bro. You know who you're talking to?" And then he was like, "You don't rap?" I'm like, "Bruh, you know who you're talking to?"
Rap. Yeah.
So literally, like those words,
We'll
bro, and we became like that's my right hand man, bro.
What's up?
And so yeah, the next day I went over to the studio that they had at their crib. And this kid, Justin House, he used to run track at UK. Justin House was the first engineer that I ever had in my life, bro.
Wow.
And we would go over there and just make shit. Like the first day we made something, bro, and that's when we all knew. We were like, this is what we on.
Yeah.
This is what we on. And I was about to actually go to the Air Force, like right when I was about to graduate. And I remember Rex was like, "Hey, bro, you're not going. You're not going.
We found something else."
And I was like, "What you mean, bro?" He was like, "Bro, you make music, dog."
Yeah.
And like, really, man, I remember, my parents hated it, for a while. Like, not hated it, not hated, the fact.
Yeah.
But they were just like, bro, like, just that's because that's what that generation is from. Yeah. And I understand it totally, but
it could still be like that too.
Yeah, not 100%. But I was like, I don't know what's ahead of me, but I love making music, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. That led to me, life led to me working at Apple, meeting these people, and then the rest is really history. It literally is. At every moment we're continuing to write history.
Nah, for sure, man. What's like? I know it's like for me, like my earliest music memory. I don't know if it's like what's the most significant memory for you guys, like throughout your career so far? Like the biggest achievement that you guys like. And to other people it may seem different, but to you, you're in yourself. Like, what's that significant moment that kind of like sparked it? Yeah, sparked it for you.
All right, so this is an easy one for me. Back in the day, it was me and like a group of 3 of my best friends. We would ride around. Fast and the Furious just came out, so we all getting pipes on our Civics. Right?
On the Civic.
Yeah. Everyone was getting systems in the car. That's back when like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys were on, the whole Atlanta like crunk movement. And there was a song that it was the BME clique, Lil Jon's group. It was Bohagan and all those guys, right? And I just started making beats, and I was getting better. I was still young into like learning how to do it, and I just nerded out so hard. I got online and was looking up like management for this group, this and that. And I found something. I got a hold of them, and I emailed them. And I wish I could find that email now, because I was trying to sound professional. It probably looks goofy. But
you thought it was at the time.
To me at the time, it was professional, right?
Yeah.
But they reached back out, and they were like, "Yeah, send us some stuff." So I sent him something, and he said, "Yo, we like some of these. Can you send us something with like a crunk sample?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I made something right on the spot, sent it to him in like 30 minutes. Yeah.
Like Juice made that beat, you ain't even know. Snap your fingers.
But I sent it to them, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna use it." And it was a track with Bohagan and Big Crit.
Okay.
And another one with Gangsta Boo. I got into it with this management group that kind of was plugging me around Atlanta. And when I got Bohagan, and I remember taking that song back before they dropped it, and I was like, "Hey, y'all, look, I got a song with Bohagan." And we all got hype. It was like we was as hype as a group, because that's who we were listening to, and I got a chance to work with them. And at that point, I was like, "Yeah, this is what I'm doing."
Nah, facts.
This is what I'm doing.
Just need that one moment.
That was
that
one
moment.
accomplishment that really like sparked it for me. And then it turned into like the song with Big Crit, and then Gangsta Boo, and then I got a song with like Project Pat. And as these things start happening, I kept telling myself, man, it would take longer to go back than it would be to. It would take longer to quit and find something else that I'd be passionate about than
to just keep going. At this point. Nah, you made it that far already, so like, don't do that. Yeah.
Right, correct. So that for me, that was it. Just that first big artist that I listened to, that really that just enhanced my passion even
cool
more.
Story.
I was like, yo,
that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, bro, he got catalog.
What about you, man? Because I know you just told us, your roommate kind of, you had other people telling you like, yo, this is what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
What was it for you though? Like, when did you like realize like, man, I can do this. Like, I know I can do this.
I mean, I don't know, man. I really believe that I can do anything. But a big moment in my career, really in both of our careers still, was a few years ago. It was during COVID. So I've had been blessed enough to have some really big meetings with some labels and stuff like that. But this one in particular went down to Miami and had a meeting with Young Money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I got to just sit and just play music for Mac Main for 2 hours.
Yeah. What was that like?
I mean, it was dope. That was the highest validation that I've had in my career thus far. Yeah. He was saying some really high praise shit.
That's good.
And so that was really cool because I got to just play the songs that I was really super passionate about. I was feeling like we were in a spot where we were making some really dope music. Like I got a song Motion. Actually, the whole album. The whole album was being formulated at that point.
I think my favorite song is it Pesos.
Yeah.
Pesos.
Second song on the album. Yeah. Pesos is wild. That's. I mean, shout out to Eli and Juice. That has a lot of big production behind it, and some super cool sounds and stuff. And the whole album is very fluid. It really segues through pretty much 95% of the songs.
What's your favorite song on that album?
Favorite song on the album is probably either Low Key.
Yeah, Low Key's pretty good. I like
I would say I'll body that shit. I would say my second favorite song is probably Ain't No Way.
Okay.
Me and Enrique destroyed that shit. I mean, Juice on the beat with the with the what was that with the talk box.
Yeah. I literally bought that instrument just for that record. I've not used it since.
Mm-hmm. We really
got one.
Yeah. You got it,
need
right?
to pop that back out. I mean, they're all my babies, bro. Each song actually is a moment. So if we could take a second to just kind of break one song down, intentional walk. That one was the first song that I made when I came back from California.
Yeah, California.
So our story is very insane. Mm-hmm. So when we were in California, at one point, right before we were about to move back, one of my roommates decided to wake up and literally try and kill us all.
What?
Yeah. So he went into Rex's room, shot him. Rex ended up bleeding out, dying at the scene. And then he came into my room, shot me a couple of times.
Oh, my God.
Went into my other roommate's room, shot him up a couple of times. And, by the grace of God, I somehow made it out of there. So, I'm here today, literally,
man.
Yeah. So when you listen to the shit, bro, I'm not saying to think about that, but just understand that when I make music, I'm not making no bullshit.
It's real.
You know what I'm saying? So intentional walk, bro, when I came back home, obviously, I have all this pain, and I've always understood that you have to write with pain. But I just couldn't make anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just I'm numb. I'm stunned. I didn't think anything like this in life could even fucking happen.
Man.
And so a couple of months go by, and I'm living in the crib with Eli, and something happened, bro. We just both of our doors were shut. You can ask him this shit, and he'll say it word for word too.
Yeah.
Both of our doors were shut, bro. We both just walked out of our rooms. The studio was downstairs. We just walked down the hallway, walked downstairs. He sat down at the desk, and I sat down right behind him, and he made the beat for Intentional Walk, and I just started writing to that, and that was the first thing we made. And so the words are just so real, bro. It's just because they looked you in your eyes don't mean they told the truth. Man, just trust yourself. You can't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like that, for someone who is that close to me to be able to do that, but and I know that none of us just, look inside yourself and understand that none of that was our faults, like, you know, and we have to grow from that.
Know. Yeah,
So like, you know, my music, bro, is like, that's what I'm saying about like being a conscious rager. Like, yeah, you know, you might hear the like the auto tune like Travis, you might hear some of the like, you know,
deeper than that though.
No, I mean, shout out to Travis, but we're not talking about the same shit.
Yeah, facts.
So you know, that's where I feel like I stand out, and you know, my shit will just forever continue to grow. Like, my dad's a preacher, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what my background is. You know, my first real taste of music was being in the choir in church when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, that
you grew up around music, like
always, bro.
Yeah.
And like, I got an old soul, man. Like, you know, my aunt and my parents, like, they had me on like the Temptations, Michael Jackson, Prince. You know what I'm saying? Those are like, when people ask me, like, you know, like, bro, who's your favorite artist? I'm like, shit, Prince.
Prince, you like Prince?
Prince is up there, bro. And like, honestly, it's Prince, Michael Jackson. It's like, you know,
Prince or Mike? Who you going with?
Mike.
I gotta go Mike too.
Sure.
I gotta go Mike too, but I do love Prince because Prince could just play everything, bro. Prince was so talented, bro.
Yeah.
Like, underrated. Even us talking about it, like, still, if they
underrated
both,
for sure, yeah,
bro.
underrated.
If they both walked into a studio and had to make a song, it was just them, no engineer, no nothing. Prince walking out with a hit.
Really. Well, that might be
so
true.
yeah,
that might be.
Listen,
that's Prince, though,
you know, along with just, you know, making the music, I'm a student of the game, and like, bro, I love music. I love sounds and shit, bro. Like,
you listen to any type of music? What
all types,
you guys,
bro.
Both of y'all.
Here, let me just go through what I've been listening to.
He's going through his playlist right now.
Bro.
Like he said earlier, that Leon Thomas.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
You know, good ass album. This is free pub for all them too. Who have I been listening to? Bakar. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have heard of him. He just put out a really dope project.
Aaron Ray
is super talented R&B artist.
Jazz.
Jungle, so they're different.
Dope.
I just went and seen them in Chicago a couple of weeks ago. Went by myself, man. Just took a flight out there, went to the show, and came on back. But Jungle is one of those. They're a band, you know. There's probably like 6 pieces of this band and stuff, and they make just like amazing music, bro. Like,
what genre?
I mean, it's like disco, pop, funk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're a 2023 like funk kind of band, and bro, like, all their sounds and shit, like, their lead singer, like, you know, audio wise, when you're listening to it, you know, off of whatever you listen to, you know, it's amazing. But when you hear them live, bro,
different,
nuts, man. And I'm a show connoisseur. I will go to the depths to go to a show, bro. I love shows, man. Like, so
for sure.
Yeah, man, the arts is where I'm at with it.
That's what's up. Yeah, you in cinema, you like cinema as well.
Love the arts,
That's
bro.
What's up, man. Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man. So y'all talked about Cali, and, you know, it's unfortunate that situation happened. But what was the reason for moving out there to Cali? I know y'all been there for a few years in Sacramento.
Yeah.
How was that, and what was the reason?
Bro, it was amazing. So I think it was just a team up of you know, we went and we visited for a week, and we really gathered. It was like Willie and Rex, Yoku, myself,
Willie Cauley-Stein, Rex,
Eli, and Zoo, and we just spent a week just making music, and it was such amazing energy and such a vibe.
So we gotta move.
Yeah,
nah, literally, bro. Trill's hilarious, bro. Yeah. Like, he just was like, I could just see it in his eyes. He was like,
I need this.
Hey, y'all gotta move out here, bro. Yeah. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, damn, bro, I've never done anything like that where we was just like, we gotta just uproot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how we gonna get money, all of that shit, bro.
I bought a whole car to go out there. Like, the car I was driving at the time wasn't gonna make it. So I took out a loan, bought a whip. the only thing we took was whatever he and myself could fit combined in one car, and that's what we moved out.
And
there
his
with.
dog.
Road trip to Cali. Man.
Literally, bro. We drove across America.
Drove across the country.
It was amazing, bro. First off, we destroyed the drive. Like, we crushed
Where'd
it.
y'all drive? Oh my God. Where'd y'all drive through? Like Utah?
Yes, bro. And Utah, bro. Utah was crazy.
So you ever heard of the Salt Flats?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Show him the famous picture. You gotta show him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here's my phone right there. Here's my phone right there.
What is it called? A salt flat?
It's called the
Salt
Bonneville Salt Flats. So it's like so everything from on this side of the Rocky Mountains is really green, and it's like lush, and it's a lot of grass. And you go through Kansas, it's like flatlands, right?
Yeah, I heard there's nothing in Kansas.
Yeah, once you get to Colorado,
Hoopers and football players. Yep.
Listen, once you
That's a great sports state for sure.
once you get to Colorado, and you get past the mountains, and you get into Wyoming and Utah, and you get about 45 minutes out of Salt Lake City, you hit an all-white desert for like
white,
white with mountains in the background, and that's what it looks like.
Oh my God!
And it goes for miles,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Like
That
it's
looks
just
so
straight.
fake.
Bro, look, it was me, him, and my dog. They had to fit in the whip. So
Is it cold out there? Like what is?
At night, probably.
Night?
Yeah.
So I mean, we drove and got to see that, and just like that, the first time I did it, I remember like the drive didn't even feel like it was long because I was like,
Man, you was like, yeah,
like, yo, this is different. You know, going through Nevada, and then once you hit Cali, I remember once we pulled up to where we were staying, I was like, it was like a big like let out, like.
Yeah, bro, it was insane.
It felt good.
We literally walked in, and like they was at the club. We walked in. Rex was like, "Shit, bro," like just some rich nigga shit, bro. They was like, "Yeah, the door's open." We was like, "What, bro?" So we just fucking walked in, bro. Just walked in.
Making music.
No. We passed out, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, we passed out. It was over. I just remember Rex coming in drunk, just fucking being loud, just like waking me up and shit. But yeah, bro, we stopped in Denver and stayed there for a day.
Man. What was the message? Like what's y'all message like that you guys want to convey?
I mean mine is in my name. So Yoku Naru actually means get better in Japanese. So you know, I'm a 90s baby, like I love anime. So
What's your favorite anime?
Naruto. I got it tatted on me, bro.
I'm watching that right now.
I envy you, bro, because it's gonna change your life.
Nah,
I tell people it's the Bible,
solid.
bro. Straight up, bro. There's gonna be he laughing.
It's good.
He gonna loop back, bro.
Nah, it's good.
When I saw him in the stage that you in now.
Yeah.
When he was going through it.
It's
and
good.
It was like, boy, there was a moment I thought I'd lost him, boy. I wake up and he's at his computer.
Bro.
And I wasn't watching it really with him, right?
You gotta finish Naruto. Naruto is the truth, bro.
It's a lot of plot twists in there too. You be like, what?
It's just so much real, like
Real life stuff.
I
right?
mean, they're realist, bro. So where you at?
I'm in the war. So like I'm like I passed a lot of different stuff. I'm in the war. Like I'm towards the end. I'm getting towards the end. I'm in the war.
How about that moment? You might want to text him, let him know we in here. How about that moment where Naruto came? So you saw the Pain saga, obviously.
Man, Pain was tough.
Hey, that was one of the greatest sagas in all of anime, bro.
I like his villain role. Like he's a cool villain. You know
Yeah. You know that's kind of like I would say most of the Naruto villains was really good.
Cool, yeah.
You know they all meant so much to Naruto becoming who he became.
Yeah.
You know on his way he literally befriended everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, bro. Like when you see the end, bro, you're gonna be like, that is going to be one of the biggest chapters in your life.
Yeah.
Like little do you know, bro. Like it has that much meaning. Like, bro, I literally got it tatted on me. Like, bro, I remember I got to the end and I was like, bro, I know myself.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and Naruto helped me to understand that
Shout out
shit.
to Naruto, man.
Like it's really like one of those. But yeah, get better, man. So while I was out there is when I watched Naruto. So it took me about that 2-year span to watch all of it in Cali.
Okay.
So you know, like I really went out there, you know, caterpillar, and you know, became the butterfly at the end of it, bro. Like so much. So that is just I lived a whole life when I was in California.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we was out there and just you know, I remember our homie Tev, he used to always talk about Naruto and he used to be like, y'all need to watch it. And we was like, bro. He was like, no, bro. Goku, DBZ, like, shut the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
But
Naruto's deeper.
Little did we know, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really watch Naruto as a kid. Like at that point, like I was maybe a year or two outside of watching like all the Toonami shit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I remember. So my artist name used to be Stoop, Stoop, and so like I just had like picked the name. It didn't really mean much to me. Like I didn't ever really feel confident in it. It was just like I just needed an artist name. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's what you were supposed to do, like just pick a name. Couldn't
use the government name, huh?
Yeah, I didn't use the government. So I don't want to talk about my government name, but people always like say it wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't tell people.
Like, I don't even make sense.
Nope. I don't even go by it. So, but yeah, man. One day I was sitting on the couch out there watching Naruto, and I just Googled "get better." So "get better" is like me and Rex's like mantra always. Like that was something I prided myself on. Even as a kid, I used to just tell people I was a beast. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I just Googled "get better" in Japanese because I was on my anime-ish.
Yep.
And boom, Yoku Naru popped up, and I just remember I looked, and I was just like, that's it, bro. I was like, that's my name.
Yeah.
So that is the message, man. Like, a lot of my music is just about getting better, especially the mode that we're in right now. Like, we're about to show you a song. My next single is called Yes I Can.
Okay.
Produced by Juice.
Yeah.
And then I'm also dropping a visual.
When's that visual dropping again?
Honestly, bro,
Sure?
I don't even have a date right now, and I'm gonna just drop it out of nowhere.
Cool.
Just shot it.
Stay on the look.
I just
stay on the lookout.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, definitely. I don't want to be the cat that not even like worried about anyone else what they're doing. I know what I want to do, and like I want to be able to just drop stuff out of nowhere.
That's cool.
I don't want to like have to announce like, hey, go pre-save, like, because it's like whatever. Like I'm not really like eating in the streams category anyways. I think that my lane might end up being like sync and like getting my music into like the movies and stuff like that.
I was just gonna say that. One of the things that I've noticed listening to your music, it's like it's something you'd hear in a movie, like in a scene, like you know what I'm saying? Because it gives you so much feeling. So like that definitely makes sense.
So I think that's gonna end up being like the route that we go. Like we probably will end up living in like LA and stuff like that, just because we'll be so close to the film shit,
film industry. Yep.
But man, like that's where the name comes from, and that has like continue to push me every single day. Like that is the mantra, and I can't be saying that shit without being about it. Yep. So that is what I strive to live up to every day. Is
for sure, man.
Get better.
For sure. Well, where did Juice Box come from?
That's a whole other podcast, man. I have so many stories for you.
Short story, man. Give us a short story.
You got the Juice shirt on right now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Oh, that's just Juice WRLD though.
Juice WRLD.
Yeah. Man, all right, so I got Juice playing sports. The short answer, I got Juice playing sports. I played defensive end, played football, and I just, I was the other defensive end. Shout out, it was my best friend back in the day, Quentin Borders. We called it our defensive end tandem name was D-E-licious. Right?
D-E-licious.
Yeah.
D-E-licious.
So they told me back then. This was kind of ahead of its time because nobody was saying you had the juice back then, but they were like,
y'all started it.
Yeah. And so
he's the original Juice. Y'all heard it here.
OG Juice.
So honestly, it was Juicy J at first because that's when I started making music. They were like, "Oh, you making beats like Juicy J?" Right? And then it kind of just stuck with me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even really introduce myself as that like most of the time, right? But it's just it stuck with me my whole life from started playing sports and then it transitioned with the music. But yeah, that's kind of where that started. I can't believe that it's still around, honestly. I remember one of my serving jobs, one of my managers was like, "Why don't you come up with like another nickname? I don't think Juice is going to stick." I'm here to tell you.
What were you talking about?
Yeah, it's stuck. So,
that's hilarious.
It definitely stuck, man. Let's move on to our one of our last segments. It's social spotlight. I basically show you guys whether it's a picture, a tweet, or whatever the case may be. You dive a little bit deeper into it.
Yeah.
Let's start. Let's see what we got here. It's
gonna be some dirt.
We'll know if it'll
Juice,
be there,
where were you on January?
All right. So this first one, man, we got, and my audience is gonna see it on the screen. But Yoku, man, kind of walk us through what that looked. What was that? I see Dior's in the background.
I was capping. I was in Atlanta. No, I was in Atlanta. What was I doing down there? Actually, man, I went down there to go see WizKid, and as my plane landed, WizKid canceled his show.
Yep.
So I went and hung out with my friend Tennille. You know Tennille. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went and hung out with Tennille. She's a beautiful person. So she just, she's really a social butterfly. Kind of took me around, and we ended up going to one of the malls down there, and then they had that wall. Yeah. And she was, she loved to take pictures, so she was like, "Stand over here so I can take a picture." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." She, she was like taking pictures and shit. So that's where that comes from. It was actually a kind of whack ass trip, bro. But I guess we got a couple good pics out of it.
You got some pics out of it. Yeah. This next one I'm looking at, I believe y'all both in this. Was this from the road trip?
Yeah.
This was from a road trip.
Bro,
a road trip.
Yeah. That was another amazing experience. So we flew out to Denver to do like a road trip from Denver down to Dallas, and like in a Winnebago. It was like just us and the crew. Mm-hmm. And just to get it started, we flew out there and we ended up meeting up in Lincoln at Von Miller's house.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
We went to Von Miller's house, and so
I bet that was pretty cool.
It was amazing. Like, number one, like, dude was like, he was injured that year, but like, dude was like super humble, and he had like 4 strangers. Yeah, he had like 4 strangers at his crib. I mean, he knew Willie, but like, as far as like, he had 4 grown ass men like coming to his crib.
Cool as hell, though.
Cool though. Like, welcomed us in and like told us to go tour. He had a big, bro, one of the biggest like compounds I think I've ever seen.
Right, basically had a club in his basement.
Bro,
it had all the liquor you could think of, bro.
Man.
Like literally, he was just like, go down there and just like do what y'all want.
Do what you want to do.
We just went down there and just started making drinks, playing pool and shit, playing music, like
bro. So that's how that trip started, and then we end up hopping in the Winnebago, going to this like outdoor RV park, and then went on like a hike.
Yep.
And so we were in Colorado in the mountains, and we ended up in that scene right there and just kind of got overtaken by the view. And luckily, it seems like everywhere we go, we always got a shooter with us that's able to capture the moment.
That's awesome, man.
Is this a PG podcast?
It is now.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
I was like, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say. We was tripping balls in that last picture. We was gone. We was in the mountains, bro, tripping balls. Like what a time to be in nature, bro. Because like we were saying, Colorado is different when you get out in them hills and stuff. And I got another picture, another couple of pictures I can show you from out there too.
Let's see what we got here. We're gonna go over this next, but got this one, Yoku, kind of, walk us through what this means to you, the significance of, run your race. You tweeted this. Or at least I hope you did tweet this.
Nah, yeah, I did. I mean, that sounds like something I would say for sure. But I mean, to me, running your race is just, everybody's important. We all matter in the grand scheme of it. So, just not getting lost in thinking that, other opinions truly matter or, have an effect on, who you are. And, just never doubting yourself no matter where you're at in your life, because you got to run your race, you know what I'm saying? And it is a race, and it's a marathon more than anything. So, you just gotta just, be appreciative of the moment.
Enjoy the journey.
Yeah. And, just, put your blinders on and just run your race.
For sure. For sure. Juice, what we got here? I'm looking at
Oh man, that's my homie right there.
Yeah.
That's my dog, bro. That's Big Oz right there. It's Ozzy.
Big Ozzy.
Yeah, man. So it's my German Shepherd, and man, that dog's been on a crucial journey and a crucial time period of my life, from my early 20s, and since we're past the PG segment of the podcast, but I was a period of time where I was trapping, and that's what I did, you know what I mean? And so he was there to see, he was part of that. And then, when I was like, I gave it all up, I was like, man, I'm kind of over this lifestyle, and I started, trying to just be better and have a little bit more substance to my life. So
he got to see it.
Well, I got him then because I had nothing but time on my hands, being at the crib all the time, and I was like, I went and grabbed him as a puppy, and now he's 10 years old. So he's been there with me since my mid-20s to now. So, so he was there when I took the trip to California. He rode back, and that's my dog, bro.
Nah,
that's one of the smartest dogs you'll ever meet.
Yeah, bro. He's hilarious. He taught himself how to open doors.
Oh wow, yeah, that's.
So then I taught him how to close it. So now, honestly, he'll let himself inside and then close the door behind himself.
Yeah, I know some dogs some dogs can there's a bell that they can hit when they need a potty and they just hit the bell. I've heard of that before. I've heard of open doors, stuff like that.
Bro, dogs are
smart.
Bro, especially that breed,
Yeah, German Shepherds, yeah.
That picture especially though, he was a pool whore, bro.
Oh my God.
We had a pool in the back crib, and you thought he owned the house. Bro.
Only the dogs swam in it though.
Yeah.
None of us even swam in it. It was only the dogs, bro, because one, the pool cleaner was not coming enough. So
all dog hair.
It was just a bunch of dog hair in there, bro. So it was just their pool. But Ozzy's an asshole, bro. Juice would Ozzy would bitch and want to go out late night, and Juice would let him out, and Ozzy would literally go and just jump in the pool.
And he laid on the top step, and that's he would just chill on the top step. He would swim, but then he wouldn't get out of the pool. He'd lay in the pool still on the top step.
But I'm talking it's some he just woke up out of his sleep in the middle.
What?
Yeah, he just let him. He just tried to let him out to go pee real quick or some shit. And bro, this man Ozzy go jump in the pool, bro. Come on, dog.
Why? Why does that happen, man?
That's Ozzy. And he was running away, bro. We was in California looking for Ozzy.
Really?
Hold on, but how crazy is it though? He ran away. And a lady picked him up and brought him to her house, and it turned out she owned a UFC gym out in Sacramento, and it just he ended up spawning a couple connections out there.
Ozzy's working.
Well, he was out there putting in the work for us, bro.
Ozzy's working out there in Cali.
Intelligent breed, bro. He's an intelligent breed.
Nah, for sure, man. Before I let y'all go, man, I know you're gonna play some few songs here and there. I like to end out my podcast episodes with the same two questions. Just what's your best advice, and then what's next? What do you got planned and coming up next since you're on What's Next podcast?
I'll start. I think from my advice, I'm strictly speaking to other producers. It would be stay consistent. Don't feel discouraged. Man, like I said, I'm 35, and I feel just in the last 5 years out of the 20 years I've been making music, have I really taken that step to where life seems like it's changing in that field. It
takes time.
It just takes time and consistency.
Yeah.
It just takes time and consistency and dedication, and learn how to start to make passive income streams, and whether that's trying to research sync placements, opportunities, or you don't have to depend on artists to make a living doing this. Yeah. I'm not saying don't be collaborative. In fact, quite the opposite. I think one thing that works for us is that we really tapped in and found a group of people that share the same vision. So go find a team. Find people that you think bring value. Look for people that are better than you. Always try to keep getting better and learning new tricks.
Surround yourself with better. Yeah.
That's right. So it's a never-ending push to get better. That would be the advice. And as far as I think what I got coming next, it's to continue to work on what we're doing. Continue to network myself. I had a few opportunities with Sync in this past year, working with a couple brands.
Yep.
I'd like to continue exploring that avenue. And like I said, just getting better. Honestly, trying to help people take that next step.
For sure.
As a producer.
For sure.
Giving my advice and sharing my story.
Nah, for sure. It's crazy. You see, get better. You talked about get better.
That was going to be my advice. Yeah. That's... I would say that's the best advice I can give anybody, not just artists or anybody making music, but in any facet of life. There's always more. Yeah, and not even just more out of the necessity of needing more, but just there's always just more creation, just more love, just more. There's always more.
What's next for you guys?
Greatness, bro. you know, I think that we really have the opportunity to be one of the greatest of all time. You know, every time I talk about me, I'm talking about we, because you know there's no me without this.
For sure.
So yeah, you know, I mean this, you know, they say the sky's the limit, but whatever the fuck is way beyond that is what's next.
What do they say? Shoot for the moon, and just in case you miss, you'll still be amongst the stars. Is that how that saying goes?
That's the first time I'm hearing that.
Really?
That's a pretty dope saying right there.
Yeah, I mean that's, you know, yeah, that's I would definitely say that's what's next, bro. I mean, but you know, and then in the literal sense, you know, the single is what's next. So definitely, you know, stay tuned, and you know, we can maybe look back and just kind of quickly talk and touch on that once it comes out. But you know, I'll be playing that for y'all here in just a second.
Nah, facts, y'all.
Some other records too. So
we'll be playing that right now.
Yeah,
y'all.
hey, but also, you know, before we get out of here, I do just want to let y'all know that like our live shit is insane. So, you know, we put a lot of time and effort into presentation when it comes to the live shows. So, you know, I look forward to seeing y'all at some shows.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
the
sure,
shows
man.
are crazy,
I'll definitely
bro.
check y'all out,
Yeah,
man.
the
See
shows
what y'all
are
got
crazy.
going on.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all make sure y'all do that too. Check them out. You know, when's your next live show? You guys know?
I'm formulating right now because, you know, like the care and the time that we put into shows, like it's just not like a jump up on stage and like
gotta plan it.
Like
make sure
nah, bro, we really put in like entertaining shows together.
That's good, man. Well, I'm sure it's gonna be like on your socials and stuff like that.
For sure.
So y'all make sure y'all go check that out. You know?
Go Yoku Naru.
Yoku Naru, Juicebox Beats, man. Give them a follow on all social media platforms. Check out their music. You know, they produce great music as well. Appreciate y'all. You're gonna play that music.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna play that.
Thank you, Jaiven.
Yeah, like and subscribe, man. We got another great episode coming to you. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
What's next? Let's go.
Man? What's next?
You know the game is over by the flick of my wrist. And if you hate it, you're responsible for this hit, yeah. But I should thank you though, cause now I'm on my shit, yeah. I turn to that nigga, you can tell by my bitch, yeah. Something about me, you can feel it, not really. Something about to happen, I know it, keep moving all of my spirit, yeah. All in my bones, way deep down in my soul. I done told y'all before, ain't no way you put. Baby, you so fine.